I, like the rest of the world, am shocked by the death of Stephen Boss, tWitch. And it prompted me to come on to talk to any of you who are going through hard times, struggling. I've only met him a couple of times. He was always full of life and seemed like such a light. But with that said, I just want to take you back to a time in my life where I tried to commit suicide a couple of times because it was so dark. I didn't think it would get any better. I had endured so much pain, so much abuse, sexual abuse. It was all so hard to just move through that I thought the only way to make this better, this pain go away, is to end my life. Had any of those attempts happened, I would have missed the best part of my life. I know you may be going through some things. I know you may seem like there is no hope, but please reach out to someone. I'm going to post this number. Call, ask for help if you are dealing with anything that is emotionally taking you to a place where you think you want to end your life. What I realized now, looking back on all those dark times, is sometimes the pain is a buy-in. I know that's hard to understand. Not all the time. Sometimes the pain is a buy-in. That's the way I had to learn to look at it to get through it. What I mean by that is all of that pain, all of that hell, all of that struggle. If I had given up, if I had stopped, I wouldn't have seen the better part of my life. So I was buying into something. I was paying for something. I know that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but for me, it was the way I was able to rationalize it, to be able to move through the pain, knowing that if I could just get through this moment, there's got to be something better. And my life now, I'm the happiest I've ever been. Life is full of joy and love, things I never thought I'd get to. And I'm saying that to you, if you are a person who is considering suicide or ending your life, and you've already been through a lot of hell, please, please, please think about what the other side could be. It could be amazing. And you would miss the best part of it, going through the darkness. Don't let the darkness stop you from getting to this incredible place of light. My hope is that if you need help, that you reach out, call this number. God bless you. I'm with you. I'm a living witness. You can make it through it. And I'm so glad that my attempts didn't work. I'm still alive, the best part of my life, and I would have missed it had I decided to end it. So, well, I did, but if it had worked. So, thank you. My prayers are with you. Let's end this new year loving us, loving on each other, and encouraging ourselves, because it's going to take that from within. God bless you. Rest in peace, tWitch.
Good morning. Today is Thursday, December 15th. The year is 2022. So y'all know by now that DJ Stephen tWitch, Ellen's DJ on the TV show Ellen, and I think also a host. He was like a part of her staff, also a host that permanent host on the show, which is no longer on the air. He committed suicide. Nobody knows why. Father, 40 years of age, good, great health, married, would do something like that. Makes you wonder. You know, over the years, I have had several friends and associates to commit suicide, and no one knows. The people I knew who committed suicide, first, I would have never thought that they would do such a thing. Second, there were never any signs that something was going on with them. One guy had spent the whole day at my house. That Sunday, we had a pool party, a cookout, me and some friends, and we just sat there, and he left that party and it went on, and he left that party and went out there, and the next day or day after, his mother found him in his house. He had hung himself. So over the years, I've had quite a few friends that I know who've committed suicide, and just don't know what's going through a person's head and why they would do something like that. I do know for black men, suicide rates have jumped dramatically in the past few years. I think the biggest problem with black Americans, period, is we don't seek mental health treatment when we're going through depression. we're having issues. We don't go out and get the help that we need for whatever. I think there's sometimes a fear, or maybe we might not, blacks don't look too positively at going to see a psychiatrist or a therapist that can help you get through the problems that you're having. Yeah, I'm holding Ginger because she once again has been chasing Grayson around the house, biting at him, I took the cone off, and so, every morning it's a battle over here with them. And I had to separate Ginger from him because she is attacking Ginger, and Ginger is attacking Grayson, and so they just run around this house. I know she's just playing, but good Lord, she's a big grouchy son. Go down there. But anyway, they're sitting down here under my feet making all that racket. That's all that noise y'all hear over here. They just playing and playing and playing. So the reason why we got Ginger is so that Grayson would have somebody to play with. Little did we see, she's grabbing Grayson's ear. And Grayson fights back, but he don't want to hurt her. What Tyler Perry said is so true, though, because my friends who committed suicide, gosh, they really did miss out on the best part of their lives. It could have been really great. They missed out on so much stuff because they took their lives so soon. Those guys were, the people I know who committed suicide, they're all in their 20s, and they were in their 20s at that point. And I can honestly say, at 52 years of age, my life has blossomed and got so much better from the dark days of my 20s and 30s, particularly my 20s, which was just a tough period for me finding myself and understanding who I was. So I would say that to anyone, to really stop and think about what you're doing to your life, because there's so many options that you could do with your life. But if you do it too soon, you're gonna miss out on the best part of life. You're gonna miss out on the best part of life. So I would definitely tell people, if you're feeling that way, you gotta talk. And that's another thing we don't do as black folks. We don't talk and communicate about our problems. We have been told to sweep everything under the rug and not to discuss when you're feeling bad, especially particularly black boys and men. We're not told not to cry, not to show emotion, not to be a sissy, or stupid stuff like that has an impact on people who people are sometimes afraid, are ashamed, or scared to discuss the mental health issues they might be going through. And I'll be very honest with you all, this whole YouTube channel thing has been very therapeutic for me, because I get stuff off my chest. But I've always been a person to talk about what's on my mind. If I'm not feeling good, or I'm not feeling bad, or if I'm happy, I'm glad, or whatever's going on, if I'm mad, I don't hold stuff in, because I learned that's not healthy. I had a great therapist in my early 20s that I saw for a couple years, because I had to deal with a lot of issues related to religion, my mother, being gay, terrible relationships, my criminal record, and it was just a lot of stuff that I had to sort through to get where I'm in now, in a happy space. And I'm so glad I sought out help. And I remember, and my mother's changed now, but I remember I told my mother one day that I was actually seeing a therapist. Why do you need that? And this is before she was still caught up in all this religion. At that point, she had transitioned from a Jehovah's Witness to Creflo Dollar's nonsense. And it was just, but I was always a stronger person, and me and my mother got into it about this back and forth, because every black person in America, as far as I'm concerned, needs to be under some type of therapeutic psychiatric care, counseling. We got some serious problems within the black community, and we ain't doing nothing about it. That's why these suicide numbers are going sky high. So, y'all, I'm so sorry. These dogs are playing around my feet. I don't know what to do with them at this point. I gave them breakfast, cookies, treats, toys, every damn thing. But they literally love playing under my feet, especially this one, who should be in a cage. If I can cage her and put her up someplace, Miss Ginger, put her in a cage someplace, seems to be quiet around here. Grayson. These damn dogs, I'm sick of their asses. All right, so y'all go play. Give me something. Go a toy or something. I was took one of these Santa Clauses. They're gonna take threw it over there so you can go chew on it for a little while. I don't know. I mean, I can't. I've never committed. I've never even thought about committing suicide. It's never crossed my mind because it's not going to solve any problem I'm having. That just takes me off planet Earth. And I'm not saying that I've had some dark days. Of course I did. We all do. I went through some very trying days in life. I'll be very honest with you, though. I'm more homicidal than I'm suicidal. I'm not going to harm me. But I don't. If it came down to me harming me and killing somebody else, that's gonna be a dead nigga. I'm telling you, because I ain't gonna hurt Walter for what. So I've never considered the option of hurting myself. Because what would be the point? What would be the point? Now I want to show y'all something now. I'm subject of grace. See his eye. He got the cherry eye in the other eye. This is why these dogs were so expensive. It cost $1,000 to get the first eye taken care of. And then today, look, Grayson, look at me. That eye's cherry eye came, this right eye. So that's going to be another $1,000 to get fixed. These dogs are expensive, very pricey to take care of and feed and house. So I listen to people saying they want these pets. They better make very expensive money because we got to get that fixed. Because there ain't no way around it. No way around it. And let me pause this video for a minute. Somebody's ringing my doorbell. Let me see what's going on. I'll be right back. I also wanted to add, Tyler Perry put at the end of that his video a suicide hotline number. Believe it or not, stuff like that does work. That's what that number is for. If you're thinking about suicide, speak to somebody, whether it's a family, a friend, or dial that 1-800 number. I think a lot of people just process things, particularly black men. We are taught to man up, don't be a sissy, don't cry, and so a lot of these guys are holding in so much pain and anger and frustration and depression. Life isn't perfect for nobody. And I can imagine Twitch, when he left that Ellen show, he's probably trying to find a footing now, trying to move on to other projects and stuff, and probably wasn't getting the type of, whenever you transition into, from one job to the next, there's that period in between when you're kind of trying to find yourself, you're unemployed, don't know which direction to go. We all know Hollywood can be very fickle and picky, particularly if you're a black man and trying to find yourself another job, another income. A lot of black actors or people in the entertainment industry sometimes go years in between these jobs because they're not, it's just a lot more difficult for black actors and singers. We all know this. We ain't stupid. He had a wife and kids to take care of. Financial could have been financial issues. Whatever the situation was, I don't think suicide was the answer. I know it was not the answer. Because like Tyler Perry said, he never knew what was right around the corner. Now you'll never know. Some of my friends, I had a friend back in 2008 when the housing market collapsed. He was a builder here in Atlanta. He committed suicide. The crazy part is that he owned all this land and all this other stuff that had been devalued because he put all his money into it. Eventually, his family members and other people got hold of his land because he was no longer here. And that value of that land skyrocketed over the years. And had he just been patient and waited and just made it through that brief storm that he went through, he would have realized that the land that he owned is so valuable now. In fact, the land, I think they sold that stuff for millions of dollars, and way, way more than what he paid for it at that time. But I'm not sure of why. There was so much going on back then. But his suicide kind of alarmed me because it happened so sudden in the beginning of that housing downturn that lasted for years. And just a lot of crazy stuff that happens when people's finances go south or marriages go awry, their relationships. Sometimes things just don't work out the way people want it to work out. And that's why, even if you don't want a dollar number, talk to somebody. Anybody. You can be a stranger. I've had a lot of people contact me through YouTube and tell me what was going on in their lives and why they were thinking about killing themselves or thinking about suicide. And I always say, well, why? What is the what purpose would that serve? A permanent problem, a permanent solution to a temporary problem? Everything, all y'all, my life has been a roller coaster ride. I've had good times, bad times. It's like a roller coaster ride, up and down. And I'm learning to just hold on, hold out, and for the journey. And I look back on those bad times and say, man, I made it through that. There might be some rough times ahead. I'll make it through that too. Again, I'm not a suicidal type person. It's never crossed my mind to do so. Because I know it's not going to resolve any issues. I know it's not going to make things, and y'all forgive me for this dog, Grayson over here. He just determined he gonna just make some noise over here. I don't know what to do with these dogs other than I do think we need to bring in the dog whisperer up in here. No, but suicide is not the answer. And I hope that anybody who is thinking about that reaches out and gets some sort of help. Talk to somebody. I wish Twitch had called somebody, spoke to his wife. She may not even have realized that he was going through some type of severe depression. So many black folks hold depression and all this stuff in. We don't discuss nothing, particularly black men. They don't discuss nothing. Until when it does finally erupt, it doesn't end well. That's why I always tell people, talk about it, get it off your chest. Like I said, it's very therapeutic for me doing these YouTube videos because I talk about stuff. And of course, I'm just sitting here talking to myself, and, but it's good therapy. Also, going to the gym helps me. My anxiety levels be high. I'm dealing with a lot of crazy mess. I go to the gym and work out for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. I feel 100% better when I come out of there. But at the same time, you still do need therapy along with a workout regimen. And y'all, I think another thing too, some of y'all we have such negative connotations about medicines. There are some great medicines out there that could deal with depression and anxiety, great medications. And they have new stuff. That's why we gotta start really, this pandemic that we just went through taught me, I knew people could be crazy and not understand medicine, but y'all, I was really blown away by the ignorance that when the pandemic got started, people had about these vaccines, about our medicines, and I started having more conversations with people, and there's a lot of fear about medications, particularly psychotropic medications that would help with depression and stuff. Those medicines work. I am a medicine person. I'm for going to the doctor's office, talking to a therapist, talking to all that. We're going to pray about this and hold that shit in. I don't have time for all that mess. I'm like, for go get help and get the help that you need and do it immediately. Don't wait. So here in Fulton County, they have, I'm in DeKalb County, but Fulton County, in the city of Atlanta particularly, they have free psychiatrists and free mental health service, free medications. They have all this stuff for free. No charge. And the people down there twiddling their thumbs down there because the people are just not coming in there. I mean, they have psychiatrists and counselors and therapists in the city of Atlanta and Fulton County, mainly the city of Atlanta, for free. You don't have to pay for it. You can go to counseling and therapy, and you don't need health insurance. Great counselors. We have got to start promoting people to get out and seek help because it works. And self-medicating through drugs and alcohol ain't a good idea. And I think a lot of times so many people It's just, it's hard. We know it's difficult being black in America. Let's just keep it real, y'all. It is. Well, it's even more difficult being a black man in America when you got a target on your back. So I know how many black men feel. It's hard out here. A lot of black women don't understand how difficult it is for a black man in America. They don't get it. My mother didn't get it, but my father was working at U.S. Steel Mill and had one of the most dangerous jobs in America that eventually killed him because he had asbestos poisoning. My mother didn't understand that. And she left him at a time when this man needed help. But she was so caught up in that fake, false religion that she just loves that has done more damage to everything around her than anything. More damage is very destructive. All these religions are destructive. I don't have time for that mess. Maybe that's another reason why I'm not suicidal. Because I realize once you die, this is it, it's a wrap. There ain't no heaven, hell, none of that mess. So my goal is to live and enjoy life. Life is great. Life is wonderful. When you're alive, when you die, it's a wrap. These are just my thoughts and opinions. Y'all seek help, seek therapy, talk to somebody. If you know, and also y'all, sometimes the strongest person you think in your circle may not be as strong as you think. And it's okay to have a heart-to-heart conversation. Hey man, what's going on? How's everything going? Y'all, when I walk into the gym and I see guys I've known for years, and I realize something, I walk and say, man, what's going on? I said, something going on. Tell me about what's going on. And they'll tell me. I say, okay, let's sit down and talk for a second. In many instances, I'm like, dude. And some people think they're going through stuff they just going through by themselves. We've all been through that. God, I done had all kinds of shit. I done had a 800 credit score to a negative 5,000 credit score. I done had repossessions, foreclosures. I done had all this type of stuff. Negative bank account, no money in the bank. We all have been through that. It's one of the low points in life. And you get through it. And then life goes on. And I'm grateful to be alive to enjoy life. I would never harm myself. It's never crossed my mind to do so, but again, I have thought therapy. And when I was even going through therapy in my early 20s, it wasn't like I was depressed. I was just confused and angry. And I had to, resolve those issues. And I'm so glad I did seek therapy and that I did seek help because it really gave me a lot of clarity and cleared up a lot of things in my life. Understanding my sexuality, understanding my mother and her issues, understanding what it means to be black in America, which can be very difficult. I don't care what anybody says. It is difficult being black in this country. I mean, I don't know if you all saw that video of the comedian Mark Curry, and he's in a hotel in Colorado, and they're harassing this man. I've been through stuff like that. When you have to stand up and defend yourself, and you ain't doing nothing but sitting somewhere having a drink. You're just sitting somewhere, well, do you belong here? Well, I'm here. It's a very difficult journey to be black in this country. Very difficult. I don't care. But you just have to keep pushing. I'm not going to let them win with their racist behaviors. Well, this video is a lot longer than what I wanted it to be. But my heart goes out to DJ Twitch and his family. And I wish him the best. Well, his family members, his children. See, his children, I talked about that yesterday. I said, oh my God, his kids. Sad situation. Well, anyway, let me conclude this video because there's another video I want to talk about today too. So I'm out here. Today is Thursday, December the 15th, the year is 2022. I'm out. You all have a great, beautiful day. The sun is out. The rain is gone. It's gorgeous out there. I'm going to get out here in it later on. But I'm out. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful morning.